But yeah, for viewers, this is the current build of Scrap Mod. I'm playing the Fabricators, and Topher down here is playing the Dendrites. So one of my biggest challenges actually so far has been like, what do you start with? Because all of the Fabricators starting units have combat potential, and only a couple of the Dendrites do.
Yeah, it's like, what, you always have to, whenever it's a new RTS or anything like that, you always have to re-educate people on resources and start and things like that.
Okay, so I can't do... Okay, so I'm the Fabricators, and what I've done is I built a generator on this power node, and it gave me access, it gave me control of these two power nodes. So that's what I build on. You build everything on power nodes. This big guy here is the Fabricator. It's using the Umojan Warbot model. So you can only build structures on base locations, and only on base locations you own. These guys are relays. They're basically overlords. They're a flying unit. They have a weak attack, and that radius there around them is their buff aura. They generate a buff that makes units move faster and have more acceleration. It stacks up to 2 of them. Can provide it to a single unit at a time. You also have turrets like this observation module here that just provides sight radius. These guys, these Widow Mines, are scrappers. They harvest resources and are a combat unit, kind of like Warcraft 3's Ghoul. You got stuck on the terrain there. I need to fix that. That happens sometimes. So for Fabricators, it's really important to keep relays near your scrappers. It makes them move faster. You get resources a little faster. If you chain them like this. So I started out building the engineering module, which contains defensive and economic upgrades for the Fabricator. So it unlocked my recycler unit. You see here the Fabricator is the primary resource drop-off. So the recycler frees him up from that a little bit. Right now I have to keep everything all together, but once I have that recycler, I can kind of expand more areas. So the maps that are a little tight right now, the new map is going to fix that. So watch, they'll start going to this recycler, which frees me up to move around the map more. So you have to build a generator, which gives you control of the power nodes associated with it. A lot of units, like the Fabricator itself, are dependent on energy. The Fabricator spends energy to build units, and also to use many of its abilities. There are many units that use energy as a form of ammo to attack. The Dendrites down here actually experience that. Their concussor unit, the more energy it has, the more damage it does. Down here you see the Dendrites base. They use these assemblers turn into everything else. They turn into all units and structures, so you've got to pump out lots of those. Also, and this is important for you, Topher, the Dendrites farm is the axon, so you have to build more, take more power nodes to actually continue to build more units. The Dendrites and Fabricators actually have a different approach to harvesting. The Dendrites auto-harvest their Reclaimer, which is this red probe here. They auto-harvest. They're their own drop-off. So, do I have game sound off? No, it's just low.
Mistake
yeah, the creep camps are a thing. They're currently a little too powerful at the moment.
It's a live-and warren situation.
Nope, too powerful. Run away.
we all were in a little.
I went out of my way to attack a creep camp, but I forgot how strong it was. There's one creep down here. So you see that while the Fabricator, what was I going to say? Something. I was going to say something meaningful.
It was going to be good too.
While Fabricator units are fighting, they can't harvest, so it really stalls out. Combat really stalls out your economy. Also, as you see here, I lost a harvester and I'm down a harvester. So fighting for fabricators can be a little tricky because you're limiting your ability to produce more produce more units because you're away from the power of your base. And as you lose harvesters, as you lose scrappers, you actually reduce your ability to recover from combat. So combat for harvesters can be a little dicey. So you see I've come way over here. Base location or resource locations mine out really quickly in scrap mod, especially for the fabricators faction, because they group up like this. With the dendrites, you have the ability to kind of spread out. You can send one reclaimer off by himself to go mine a resource location because he's self-contained. So see, I have kind of like two subgroups here. That's how I kind of liked to play fabricators, to split them off into little armies centered on either the fabricator or recycler. They kind of form the core of an army. So scrap mod has these destructible buildings. That's kind of a store of resource value. Once you destroy the building, it explodes into resources. Also, every unit that dies will eventually decay into resources itself. So, see, and it blows up, and there's resources there.
I'm just gonna say these are the most adorable little immortals I've ever seen.
So you've got the Kneedler. Where's he? Yes, they're a long-range sniper unit. They have a very high range and fairly long attack cooldown. So they're, a sniper. They also require a spotter. They've got very low vision. Topher's also built this imbuer. What he should do with that is there are...
I think it converts, right?
Yes, so there's those 3 junk slingers down there. You can convert them. Also, your aura, that big... I'm going to... ping. That the aura there will suck away energy from enemy units. So you can watch there. See, that indicates that they've been affected by his energy aura, that little circle effect. So if you attack it, I don't think right click will do it because it's a neutral unit, but if you attack it, you'll convert it. There you go. There's this conversion beam.
Also, the attack animation on the concussor, what is it? Where it arcs out of its back? What is that?
Oh yeah, so there's no beam for that yet, but if you attack something, you'll see it gets this red circle around whatever he's attacking. So yeah, there's a little bit of...
Find something to have him attack.
You can force attack anything. There, see that impact aura?
Yeah,
That's really the attack.
It arches out of its back too. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I can't lay claim to. I'm just stealing assets. I don't remember where I got that from.
Well, that's fine. I mean, they always add more assets, so
yeah.
It's nice to use what they have.
So the relay here is a utility unit. I've already showed off its speed aura. You also have a defensive aura, which decreases incoming damage, which is that purple aura there. You can only have one at a time, and just like the Scrapper, these guys are basically overlords. They're a farm unit. So you can commit them to combat, but if they're destroyed, it actually lowers your pop cap. So with the Fabricators, you have this kind of dance where I want to fight, but if I don't do well, then it's really going to kick my butt. So the Fabricators kind of have two tech paths. They've got engineering module, memory module, and survival module pattern coprocessor. The memory module right now is a little unimpressive. It's their tech structure that gets them the higher tier stuff, which isn't in the game yet. So right now it doesn't do a lot. It lets you build a sensor unit, which used to be called the Lookout Topher. Right now the sensor pretty much stops any enemy passive ability, any aura. It stops energy usage. It's pretty nasty. The memory module also, you see these auras have turned green. It improves the effects of the relay's auras. Every building unlocks something, contains some research, and has some sort of effect, active or passive effect.
So it's not merely a tech tree layer; it has more to it.
Yes, it much more so for the dendrites. you have the Recycler Core, which will enable... oh, you're going to lose a Reclaimer. The Recycler Core enables your Axon to recycle units anywhere on the map. You can sell anything anywhere on the map, but it's got a pretty big cooldown. The Consensus Buffer, which is required for every other structure, it increases the build speed of the Axon closest to it. So I call that the local Axon. It's whatever, the Axon is this central base structure. And your tech building that you attach to it only affects that structure. The Consensus Repeater is the only building that's different. That actually gives assemblers, which again turn into all other units, that gives them a passive energy regeneration. It's slow, but it helps them out. So for the Fabricators, who I'm playing, the Engineering module is a healing structure. It has a heal ability. It unlocks the Recycler unit, and it unlocks the ability to upgrade those observation modules I've been building into different kinds of turret. They can turn into three different turrets. So I can upgrade him to a Cascade Arc, which deals area damage. I can upgrade him to the Laser Ray, which also does area damage, but only against ground units, and has a much longer range. Or the Impact Driver, which is good against armored units. The Survival module unlocks the ability to lay down landmines, which slow enemies and deal a little bit of damage. And it also lets the Fabricator switch its weapon. There are 3 options right now, the same ones as for the turret. They are slightly different, but the same principle. The Memory module has 3 unlocks, no research right now. And the 4th is the Pattern Coprocessor, which allows the Fabricator to build 2 units at once, and has some other neat upgrades. So I have been talking and not been doing a lot of actual playing.
It's over.
Also, for the Fabricator, the Pattern Coprocessor unlocks both of its advanced combat units, the Ram and the Junkslinger. Junkslinger is a glass cannon, and the Ram is a damage soak. It's literally a tank. So there are more unit types coming, but right now it's 7 unit types per side, 5 structures, and 3 turrets. Oh yeah, that slag debris that you're attacking there is a relic from a previous version of the game. That's not going to be in the game anymore. So yeah, it takes forever to kill. Originally, I was going to have, yeah, that'll be much better.
Just wasn't sure.
So the Fabricators, their combat situation is that they're investing a lot into each time they go to fight their enemy. They're sending their harvesters into combat. They're sending their supply unit into combat. The advantage they have, though, that the Dendrites have trouble with is they can take these buildings out whenever they want. Their harvesters are decent combat units, so they can whittle them down relatively quickly. The Dendrites have dedicated combat units, and their Reclaimer is a dedicated harvester, so they have a lot more trouble. Oh, I see how it is.
I just thought you could use some more resources.
Yeah, so actually this gives me a good opportunity to demonstrate the burning wreck effect. So when a unit dies, it turns into a burning wreck, and you see it's got that cooldown timer there. When that timer runs out, it will explode, and the current health value of that unit becomes the value of the resources that it will turn into. You can attack and kill the unit while it's in this burning wreck state. So if he, does damages me like this, and you just researched the flying upgrade for the Reclaimers. I am very proud of that upgrade. It turns them from ground units into flying units.
Probe fly